Hey guys, don't mind me. I'm making this video on my bed, and as you can see, my lovely little cat right there, she's just won't stay on the frame. So, I just posted a video talking about just like spirituality and like me getting back to my roots and whatnot, and the very first thing that was calling to me back to my altar was clean it up. It's not a basic coffee table with just a couple, like a dagger and a bowl and a funny looking stick and some weird star circle thing on there, but I needed to really get back to it. And so one of my ways of getting back into it is, if you watch my previous video, you'll get a little bit of explanation of what to be a scatterbrains and how it sucks. But one way that I got back into was my Book of Shadows. So out of how many years I've been on YouTube? 9 years? I think 9 years. I think this will be my 10-year anniversary in July. It is. I think it is. I think it came out in 2008, if I remember. Anyways, I'll figure it out. So I've always had this notion of never show my public Book of Shadows. Never show my private Book of Shadows. I'm not going to reveal what's inside it, but I want to actually show you the growth of my personal Book of Shadows. And so in college, I was in this program that helped with low income, and the program was, if your attendance were perfect and flawless, you get a gift card or certificate to the college campus store. And of course they have all their art supplies there and everything that you need for your class and textbooks and whatnot. And so I was always going to the art selection. I'm always that. They were selling this for $10. And mind you, it was in better condition than this, because like, look at it, it's kind of like too much. But yeah, this is my private. As you can see, it's well used. I have a lot of information in here, pictures, images. I don't mind showing you this, because these print offs. Like, this doesn't bother me if I show you this, but these are cutting out of newspapers, and I basically put them in there. It kind of helps me focus on Sabbats and like trying to connect again. But anyways, so that being said, that's all you guys, that would be the first and last time you will ever see that ever. So I want to point out like different Book of Shadows, a Book of Shadows, a grimoire, or the Grand Grimoire, Book of Spells, ritual book. It goes by a lot of names, and some of those names are tied to different meanings and different understandings of that. I've always been a Book of Shadow person, because I believe, I personally believe that it's a Book of Shadows. I always associate it with that, probably because when I was a young kid, hearing a witch's book was classified as Book of Shadows, or BOS. So I've always been with that. I think it's like that whole PC versus Mac, whatever gets to you first, you're gonna like stick to the PC versus like Mac, whatever. Anyways, nevertheless, in my eyes, it all trickles down as the same thing. It is a collective information that's written down or printed of modern today, printed spells and rituals and whatnot. So this one is a really old one. I got this, as you could tell, candle work and stuff. I got this ages ago at Moonshadow, a witchy shop by my house, and I really liked it. But I really was ashamed that I turned it into a diary. I have a little diary imprint, and I was kind of mad because I could have used this as a little candle spell book. But yeah, this could be a spell book. I also have this, which I was really gonna start into doing I Ching, because of I was getting into Chinese mythology, but I stopped. I think it was just a call for like a week. But yeah, I was gonna use this for I Ching. So you could actually use books for other things like this one. This one I got for, oh my god, $7. Wow, I kept the receipt in there. I really like this one. I was going to use this for runes and studying it and whatnot. It comes with its own little bookmark, if I can find it. And what really drew me to this was the printing on it, the glossy print, the color, but the bookmark is what really caught me. It's a unique brassy brown color, and I was like, that's really pretty. I love ribbon bookmarks. It's like my thing. I recently just bought this for $5, and I have my rituals I need to add into there and whatnot. But for $5 at Michael's, look how big. I don't even know the page count, but seriously, and it's kind of a relaxed book. I mean, look at that. Some books kind of like want to like close up really quickly. So that is my Book of Shadows. This lovely little thing was my Book of Shadows for years. It has my old email address, which is so funny because I do not use that anymore. It's win_witch2002 at Yahoo. That's so hilarious. But, and I can show you this one. So, for me, as someone who's writing in a Book of Shadows, I like to give credit when credit's due. That is kind of my big thing. So, I collect spells, and wherever I get them from, I write down the name of the book that I received it, or and as you can tell, it's kind of stained. I spilt tea on this when I was doing a ritual. Then I have my opening circle, closing circle. This image helped me so much with the moon phases. It's kind of the spiral of the dates and time for it. So it's telling me like it goes this way: new moon, waxing moon, full moon, waning moon. This helped me when I was a newbie, if you will. And just concentration of tools. A Book of Shadows can consist of anything you want in it. If you're going to write anything like this, do a rough draft. Write down on another piece of paper, write down what you're going to put in the book. Because once it's in the book, it's kind of hard to add a page, you know, into this. Like, you can't just like insert it. I mean, you can, but if you want to keep that organizational skills, and I think that's just pretty much it. But, and I'm so sad it's damaged. I found it like damaged. If you want, and it's really dusty, if you really want it in a really good organized Book of Shadows, and you kind of want to, instead of writing it down, type it up, was my thing, and I think it's because I'm a Mercury ruler, is that you can have these, and you can pop it out, put a new one in, all this whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I even printed off pretty pages, simple pages, simple text. Some of my handwritings, which is really cool. Ooh, sorry guys. This book is really, really heavy. Some of this is my handwriting into these clear sheets paper. And it's cool because you can add on to spells and whatnot. As you see, I kind of print off some from websites. You can organize it. You can reroute some chapters. All this whatnot. Oh my god, it's so... And there's a little tiny, if you guys look, there's a little spider on my public Book of Shadows. How cute is that? But yeah, well, we'll let that spider go where he wants to go. And then you can have images and everything whatnot. So when it comes to Book of Shadows, it could be anything you want. If you like the 3-ring binder, you know, go for it. You don't have to have a Book of Shadows that looks like you got it from The Craft, or you have an ancient Book of Shadows. If you want that image, you can actually go and purchase some books that looks like that, or you can stress a book out, kind of like my book. my public or my private one, I mean, there's a million and one ways to have a Book of Shadows. Basically, it just starts with ink and paper. That's how Book of Shadows starts. But yeah, I thought I could expose a little light on getting back to my roots, or getting back to my wishy-poo-ness, and talk about Book of Shadows, because it starts with that. So hopefully this helps you guys out. I know this is like a redone video, but it's helping me too a little bit to get back to my roots. So till then, guys, thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting, and thumbs ups, and all this stuff, and all this craziness that you kids do. But yeah, till then, I will talk to you later. Blessed be.